Goes to Berlin, where in an unexpected turn, the German Conservative leader Friedrich Merz failed to win the election as Chancellor in the first round of voting by MPs. Merz, having expected to win a majority of the 630 members of the Bundestag, but won the backing of only 310 MPs, with 307 voting against him in the first round. He had been expected to be sworn in after his party won elections in February, and the leaders of the SPD signed off on their coalition treaty yesterday. He was also going to face a host of challenges, including an ailing economy, supporting Ukraine in the war against Russia, and navigating diplomatic relations with Donald Trump in the White House. Joining me now is our Europe editor, Armen Georgian. Well, this certainly was an unexpected turn of events, wasn't it, Armen? What actually happened?
It's a bombshell, Annette. It's the first time since the Second World War that a German chancellor has failed to win a vote in Parliament at this stage of the process, and that's something which Merz's political opponents wasted no time in reminding people of, particularly the far-right AfD. They mentioned how unusual, how unprecedented the situation is. And it's important to note that actually his coalition has enough seats to have got him over the line. It has 328 seats, and yet he only got 310 votes. So we can see from that he doesn't have the support of the entirety of his own coalition, which is obviously very worrying for him. And, this was a secret ballot, so there was no consequences personally for MPs who, so to speak, should have voted for him but didn't. And, I think it all highlights his precarious position, despite the fact that, as you said, he won, his party came out as the biggest share of the vote in the election in February. He hammered out this coalition agreement with the Social Democrats. Despite all that, the fact remains that he has one of the slimmest majorities since World War II. And even if you look at his personal ratings, one poll very recently had him losing 10 percentage points compared to mid-February. So increasingly he looks afraid, even in this whole period since he won the election.
So the obvious question, Armen, is what happens next?
Well, there are two German media outlets now reporting that there will not be another vote in Parliament today. The various parliamentary groups are holding meetings today. If after those consultations, Friedrich Merz gets the impression that he can win a second round, then he can go for another vote. But under the German constitution, actually, other candidates can throw their hats into the ring at this stage as well. The catch is that they would also need this magic number of 316 votes, and it doesn't really look very likely that some other candidate would just sort of come out of nowhere and magically get 316 votes. But under the German constitution, there is this 2-week period where several votes can be held, and if after those 2 weeks no candidate gets the votes they need, then the bar is lowered to a simple majority of MPs that will elect the chancellor. So to sum up, it still looks pretty likely that Merz will get in. It's hard to see how somebody else could. It's just that the road has become bumpier, and the optics of that are not very good for someone who for months has been projecting this image of, a kind of strong leader who can steer Germany in these very difficult times for Europe and the world.
Yes, indeed, a reflection of the ongoing instability of being a politician these days. Thank you, Armen.
Thank you.